Hello there, everybody. Wee Paddy from across the shuck. And to start with, I'll just apologise for the washing machine that's going in the background there. If you can hear it, I'm sorry. But daily life and where I have the video. What's this about this morning? You've read the title. And basically what this is over this next few weeks, I'm going to go through all my brands of knife that I've collected over this last couple of years. And I just want to, this is nearly more for me. It's a documentation of the knives I've got, sort of what they mean to me, what the collection means to me. And I have bought, because this started out as a budget channel, and it is very much still a budget channel, I have been blessed by people who have given me gifts of knives for the channel that have kept me going in times when I haven't been able to. And for that, I can't tell you how much that means to me in my heart, because, I mean, I'm on a fixed budget, don't have the funds to go out and buy, and I really have been helped by other people. But I have saved as well, and that's the choice. Everybody has the choice to save, and I have saved, and I bought knives that are for the channel. And what I want to do is, for me, is just sort of document where I am now, because it does change year on year. But the quantity I've got of knives now is changing slowly. I'm now giving away a lot. So the ones that I had in the beginning are starting to go away. So what I want to do now is just a little quick break. This is 2 years. This is where I am. This is what I've got. And for me. And also, I think if you enjoy it, that's fine. Because this is the sort of thing I would do in the evening, because I'm weird. I would set out a brand and I would put them all in front of me and think, right, they're nice. Why do I want that one? What does that do? To try and keep that focus of why I've got something in the collection. And I'm going to start with a really popular one. The only unpopular part of this is, because it's a budget channel, I have genuine knives. And I have to be honest, I have some that are bought off AliExpress. Most of which, and this is not an excuse, most of which I bought at the beginning of the channel. But I still do buy now off AliExpress, and I know they're dodgy, but if it's what I can afford and it keeps my channel turning over, and it keeps the people who, like myself, can't afford it, if it keeps them involved in the channel, it's worth every penny. And also, likewise, the brand that I've chosen today, Spyderco, I use Spyderco as a base nearly to bounce other knives off. And it's because they make so many knives, so many blade steels, that they are an absolute collector's delight. But they're also quite expensive. So I use them on the both. One, positive, because they're inventive, they're creative, they try new steels. I like the family side of the business. And I know people saying, oh, you're damaging them. I'm not. I'm not damaging Spyderco. I'm sorry, I'm just not. I can't afford an awful lot of them, but I have got 4 Spydercos that I believe are the only 4 Spydercos that if you never buy any more, they're the 4 that would get you through anywhere, in my opinion. And I've got another couple that I use mostly in Northern Ireland because we have a slip joint policy, which is pathetic, but that's another story. So we're now nearly 4 minutes in and you haven't seen a blooming knife. These are my sponsors, by the way. And if you're out there and you're watching this video and you fancy sponsoring, please come along, help along. It's all welcome. If you're one of my subscribers and you've got knives that maybe you're not using anymore and you haven't seen on my channel, this is not if you're not using them anymore, I'll even pay for the postage. But the channel will always use them, and I'll show them on the channel. If that's what you want to do, that would be absolutely marvellous. But I'm not going to ask any more. That's the one-off I'll do about that. It'll always be welcome because my budget is still the same now. So, there we go. Right. Now we're in 4 minutes. We're nearly 5 and you haven't seen the knife. Right, I'm going to take this away now. I just want to thank you, all my sponsors, and it just wouldn't be the same without them. They have been really good. Okay, look at that lovely colour, and look at them beautiful knives. And I'm going to go through them one by one for those who maybe don't know them all. This is the PM2, probably one of the most famous, infamous knives on YouTube in the knife community. Every way you want to look at it, this and this Delica are probably two of the iconic Spyderco range. And they're every bit as good today as when they came out, which was a long time ago. Now, they've been updated and maybe tweaked a bit here and there. They have this constant tweakiness in Spyderco, which is great. They update them. The only thing I wish they would update is these blooming pocket clips and give us deep carry ones that we don't have to go and buy. And nearly everybody who buys a PM2 changes to the pocket clip. So that's my only downside to Spyderco's. These wire pocket clips are amazing. I love the wire pocket clips. So let's start. There's the PM2. This is, to me, the ultimate in fidget knives. Look at that. It's a compression lock, which is just amazing. It just drops down, no problem whatsoever. This is just a knife that you could play with all day long. It's a big knife. It's a work knife. It's got a thinnish tip, which allow you to do more. This wouldn't be what I would call a heavy-duty work knife, but it is a knife that will give you more options of what you can do on your work-life balance. So a really useful knife. The second one that I've put down here, and I've done these more to size more than anything else, was one of my first knives. My children got me the Tenacious for Christmas, and it is just a beater knife. It is a knife that if you want to beat, it's the Chinese made with the 8CR 13 MOV, but I'm not knocking that blade steel because it's a great knife. I actually put a Kershaw deep carry, which is a little bit better than the one that was on it. That is the beater knife when you don't want to damage this, or you're going to do work that you feel as if this has got a thicker tip on it. If you want to do more prying or poking, you know, maybe drilling out holes, this is the knife you would want to use rather than the PM2. This is by no means a weak knife, don't get me wrong. By no means a weak knife. This is a... Now, this one is made in... It's actually the only one that's made of my ones that I've got that's made in the USA. These are China or Japanese made ones. China, Japanese, Japanese. The quality on the Japanese ones is really good. People say it's better than the American-based one. I don't agree with that. You know, I think the American-based ones are every bit as good as the Japanese, but that's only my personal view, and these are only the knives that have got to go on, so take that as it seems. This next one is the Delica, which is just known around the world. It can be used one hand. These knives are some of the best using knives. They're comfortable in the hand. They'll do any job. Look, it's a lovely blade stock. It'll do plenty of work. It's a great slicer. It's just an all-round utility knife, but maybe more of a secondary knife. And carrying them two together, the PM2 and that, or vice versa, carrying the Tenacious and the Spyderco Delica is a great mix because it gives you two great blades that you can use for different things. This one, the beater, and these two would be your work knives that are going to do most of the work, but this will just do the awkward stuff. The next one, people could say that is too small to be called a knife. I'm afraid I'm with Sal Glesser on this. He has carried one of these from their inception, I believe. Whether he still does or not, I'm not sure, but maybe somebody can tell me down below. This, I think, is absolutely amazing. I have resharpened this knife more than all my Spydercos because I throw that as a secondary knife, and it is used, abused, and I can still get an amazing edge on it. It's VG10. This is S30V, 8 CR13, and this is VG10, and this is VG10. Which are great work blades and great work knives, no problem, easy to sharpen, and that's what you want for everyday use. So that is the 4 Spydercos that I think, if you're going to start out with Spyderco, I believe them 4 give you every option of a knife that you'll need for an EDC purpose. I would say that's the top 4. It's my top 4 Spydercos. Brilliant work knife, brilliant secondary knife, brilliant beater, and a very small secondary tracksuit bottom knife going to the gym, but want a knife with you. This will do so much work. You'd be amazed at what work you can do with that knife because it's so well made. So that to me is the 4 best Spyderco knives that you could start a collection with. Just my opinion. Now, going over to these other 3. These are ones that I got off AliExpress. Are these ones as good as these ones? The answer is only one. And it's the Bird. It's a Bird copy. I believe it came from the same factory as Bird. I honestly do, because I felt it's just... Look at a half stop. It is absolutely perfect. There is... Everything on it is Spyderco. The Bird knives, everything. This is a slip joint. This is the turn. And this one, I take out with me a lot of the times over here, because it's a slip joint. But these, to be honest, to buy these over here, to buy the Spyderco version of these 3 would be about £100 plus. And I'm not paying that for these, I'm sorry. I'm not paying that for a Chinese knife that is, you know... This is every bit as good as what it's copying. These other 2, this one is definitely not as good as these Spydercos. It's not as snappy. It's a backlock. It's secure. It works, but it's not a Spyderco. You know, that's it. That's just clicky. Now, it works. It locks. It's safe. I've used it. No problems. But the nice thing about it is it's got the forward choil, which gives me confidence that whenever I'm using it, it's not going to cut me even if the lock failed. And that is a big part of why I would use that if I need to. But to be honest with you now, when I've got all these, this tends to get used as a filler to show a size comparison on the channel. But it can be used, and I would throw it in tracksuits. So there we go. I just have to be honest about that. This one is perfect. There's no fault in that one whatsoever. This one, again, is another one that's from China, and I think this is the Cali or something. It's a takeoff of. You could even say, I think it's the Cali. Whatever it is a smashing big. There's no pressure it takes to break that. When on a Spyderco there would be. But it's got that forward choil, so if it does go, I'm safe and I'm not going to cut myself. And I think that's the most important thing with buying cheap knives. If there isn't a safety mechanism that's going to help you, then worry about it. You know, if it's wobbly, there's no wobbliness whatsoever. It's Loctite, and I wouldn't use it for any harder work if it wasn't. But I have used them and they all work, but I now use them more as comparison because I'd rather use these because they're better knives. But I have to be honest, so that is my collection. The 4 that are genuine, 3 that I use, but I know they're safe for me. I'm willing to take the risk. You have to be willing to take the risk on a knife that's not a real deal. These are backed up by Spyderco's guarantee. These are not. You know, basically these are junk knives. But they're junk knives that I can afford and I can use, and I don't call them junk knives. I'm using that word junk, and I'm using it carelessly because they're not junk knives. I've used all 3 in hard work as well, and they all work very well. Otherwise, now I've had ones from AliExpress that I've just thrown away straight away, and they've never made it to the channel because they're so dodgy. These 3 are good examples of dodgy. I don't know. I talk a lot of tripe, but you know what I mean. They're pretty good, and I use them for examples now more than I use them for actual use. I've got the good ones. Why do I not want to use these? Is the simple answer to the question. But there is times, slip joints, I do need when I'm going out here, and especially if I'm going out anywhere that's in a vaguely non-knife place. So I don't know what you think of that. I don't know whether you're interested in that. I hope you are. I'll know by down below whether you are or not. So this is my Spyderco collection. I'll hope to go on and do some other collections. This is probably one of the biggest, apart from Ganzo. And we'll leave Ganzo to the very end. Because I've got so many Ganzos, but we'll leave them to the end. And what I'll go through is some of the smaller brands, and the videos won't last so long. This has gone on for about 15 minutes now, so thank you so much for watching. I know I haven't made as many videos this week, but the stock, I'm waiting for stock to come in, and it's hopefully when it comes back in, we'll get back onto it. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I have, and it's documented on my channel what I've got, and the year is 2018. And we're just coming up to Christmas, and I'm sort of going over the stock I've got and maybe thinking of things that I would like for Christmas now. Take care, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your comments, your views. You're all just top notch. Take care, and I'll see you very shortly. I'm away for a wee cup of tea. Bye-bye.